Big O Show. This is the 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 Big O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231. In Plantation, 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Link, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Link. Be the maestro of your own home.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
It's the place to go
All right. Way to go, baby. Way to go. Our team, not as good as all year cooling and plumbing. But that would be really good if our Dolphins would be as good as all year cooling and plumbing. But no, they're not. Is it a good morning? Mike McDaniel's still here, right? Last time I checked, he's still here? Okay. All right. All right. Do we have a Mike McDaniel press conference set for today? Is he going to talk? Day after press conference? Is that set? Do I still have some hope? Man. By the way, Big E ringing the bell. Cancer treatment. That is awesome. I saw that post yesterday. And again, folks, we all got to stay Big E strong. Our Dolphins suck, but Big E's the best. So make sure you support Big E. Sean will put up the billboard there. Sports Babe and Lou, they've been collecting and helping to collect the fund for him for all of his medical costs. And so check it out there. Support one of the best human beings on the planet. Unfortunately, that man deserves like 10 Super Bowls, and his team can't give him a playoff win. Okay? He deserves 10 Super Bowls, Big E. And the team can't give him a playoff win. I think Big E would lose his shit if he just had a playoff win. I think we all would, by the way. That's what I think. I think we all would. Oh my God. It's brutal. Brutal to see what's going on, unfortunately. But I mean, I didn't expect it to be this bad. I didn't expect them to be in the playoffs, as I told you. I expected a losing season, but wow, this is bad, and it's worse now because if you're not going to make a change, the owner is basically telling you, yeah, I'm not interested in winning. Winning is not really a priority. But here's the problem that I have with the current owner that we have right now. He has tried to tank and go after coaches illegally. So what's he up to now? What's the explanation to keep Mike McDaniel around? There is no explanation. Continuity of what? Crap? Well, what's the explanation? There is not one logical reason to keep Mike McDaniel around. None. They can't come up with one. Unless you're telling me, well, wait a minute, we found the guy that can do what Flo didn't want to do on purpose, but this guy's doing it without even trying. I don't know. That's kind of the way I have to look at it then. I mean, that's right. I mean, listen, there is no way that you're keeping this guy around and you're sending the right message to your fan base. That offense is always unorganized. It's the reason why your quarterback will always be a mess. It's the reason why your offense will always be a mess. Your offensive line not getting it done. I mean, what do you want? It's not working. And I commend the players last night. They did not play for Mike McDaniel. They played for themselves. Okay? And that's you, by the way, 90% of the time, that's usually what they're doing. They're playing for themselves. They're not playing for the coach. There's very few times that they really love their coach like that. And that has to be something like what goes on with the ankle biter or something, something like that. But that's not this guy. This guy doesn't command that kind of respect and love. He can't lead them to victories. He constantly proves that every single year. He's not the guy. What the games they win, it's because the talent they have that's the least amount of games they should be able to win. He doesn't ever maximize any roster that he's handled so far with the Miami Dolphins.
this year to date, should he not be 2-1? But he sucks as a coach, so he's 0-3. Worst case scenario, 1-2, but he's 0-3. You know, so what you're doing now, Stephen Ross, is you're basically telling the Miami Dolphin fan base you have no interest in winning. You're not really paying attention, even though they caught you with binoculars. I'm not sure what you were looking at with those binoculars, but have you watched your so-called leader? I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It just baffling to me that we're waking up and, you know, and I knew it was already, I got to sleep in, but, you know, obviously I'm old, so I get up a couple times to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I check my phone and, you know, I see, no, they haven't fired him. And I'm like, wow. And I just go back to sleep like, this is just ridiculous. Do we have a McDaniel I haven't even checked. Do we have a McDaniel press conference set for today? Is he talking? Because it should be right about now.
I don't see anything scheduled in the upcoming or anything like that, but I'll reach out maybe for Onis or somebody and let me know.
Well, you know, he might be in Toronto getting some action or something. I don't know, going out with his girlfriend or something. Did he go with his girlfriend? Or does he have a girlfriend? I'm not even sure now. I don't know. But whatever. He's probably having some fun in Toronto. Although he's probably hurting and waking up around now. It's probably what he's doing. But yeah, send him a text. Is McDoofus actually talking today? Was he set to talk today? Because I don't even know. You know that? I'm not even sure about that. Anyway, so just absolutely insanity, dude. Insanity for us to wake up and the team doesn't do what they're supposed to do. Is that crazy? Like, it's so easy to change this franchise's direction at the moment. At the moment, is it going to be drastic? No, but you need a change at the top. The guy that runs your team every day is not the guy. And I don't know how many times we have to see him and tolerate him. You know? So just, I don't know, man. It's baffling to me. And it's not right. You guys don't deserve this. You don't. You know what I'm saying? And somebody was asking me about, you know, not making a change. And I said, well, they have us by the balls, right? The NFL knows and the Dolphins know they can do whatever they want. They can have terrible years, and they've had, and we're going to come back no matter what. You guys can get pissed off or whatever. You know, Eduardo Silva says empty stadium. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. And they know it. They know it'll never happen. So they can get away with murder. Plus, as I've told you, the tickets aren't that important. They're not. They're really not. Once you have the TV contracts and the sponsorships and the club seats, you're fine. That's where the money is. The seats aren't really the money. That's pocket change. You know what I'm saying? So now it is PR if you have an empty stadium, but that's never going to happen here. Look at all the kind of seasons we've had, all the terrible coaches, and everybody comes back and they know it. They can do whatever they want. They can create the 72 club and eliminate more affordable seats and make more expensive seats, and they get away with it. You know what I mean? And they eliminated the four corners because they couldn't sell all of that. So now they have more premium seating and more limited seating, which now creates more, demand. So they have you by the balls. They know that you will not go anywhere. You'll be back, and you'll buy the shirts, you'll buy the hats, you'll buy the new jerseys, you'll buy it all. And we're suckers. We're back, and we're back, and we're back, and we're back, and we're back. And we do this all the time. And they know it. They've got us by you know what. And that's it. So Stephen Ross really doesn't have to be committed to winning because he doesn't win anyway. He's a complete failure as an owner of the Miami Dolphins. And he's doing nothing about it. I mean, it's not like what I know now I didn't know 2 years ago about Mike McDaniel. I was already questioning him 2 years ago. And then last year I was like, dude, you got to fire him already. And look where we're at. We're into year 4 and they do absolutely nothing. And you have people in place that at least you can make a change and show that this is not something that you tolerate, you know? But clearly, Stephen Ross, by not firing Mike McDaniel, is not committed to winning. And he knows that you will do nothing about it. Sad. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button. Let's go. Let's go. We got 85 already. That's pretty good. Got 218 watching right now. So let's go. Let's go. Let's get it way over 100 right now. Por favor. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Actually, Bitcoin is in the high 115s right now. It's kind of like a little dip going on right now. So we appreciate it as always. You can make a donation. Of course, you can send in a super chat. We love those too, but remember, YouTube takes 30%. So they're rich enough as it is. We're the working stiffs, you know. So Venmo and Cash App, if you can, that would be better. But we appreciate it. If you only have the super chats, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nico Jones chimes in on a super chat. Says, you want change? Stop going to the game. Stop showing up. Speak with your money. Everything is about the money. That'll never happen. Never happen. Never happen. That it's nice to say that, but it'll never happen. It's football. The NFL, dude, the Detroit Lions were terrible for 60 years. They kept coming back. They kept coming back, Nico. The Detroit Lions history is not even close to the Dolphins history. Like, the Detroit Lions history is what we're experiencing now the last 20 years for like 70. I think it was 19 in the 50s when they won the championship. Whatever it is, 51, 50, 53, I don't know what it was. But back then with Chuck Long, I want to say, was the quarterback in those days. Look it up for me. What was a Chuck Long Detroit Lions Super Bowl win? I think it's Chuck Long, if I'm correct. Anyway, and people kept coming back, bro. It didn't matter how bad Detroit was. They kept coming back. No matter how bad the Jets are, they keep coming back. Does not matter. Carolina Panthers can't figure it out. They keep coming back. Arizona Cardinals, the Bidwells are notoriously cheap. You know, maybe the son isn't as cheap as the old man was. Still cheap. They keep coming back. The Bengals fans, they will never spend, and they keep coming back. The Cowboys fans have a clown as an owner that is the guy that is the cancer of the team, and they keep coming back. So, Nico, you can forget about it. Bobby Lane, that's it, actually. He got it right. Nyborg got it right. Bobby Lane. That's it. That's it, not Chuck Long. Bobby Lane. I think he's right on the Bobby Lane one. Yeah. I think Chuck Long also played there, but it's Bobby Lane, I think, the one that won the title. He'll tell us now when he sees it. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. In the end, nothing's going to change on the money side. They're printing money on that, and Ross will never sell, so stop with that. I got that in the morning a couple of times, and it's like, bro, they print money on that thing. They got the concerts, they've got F1, they've got the tennis tournament, Cirque du Soleil, whatever it is. They got so many things going on that property, on top of the Canes and the Dolphins. They just print money. Okay, so there's no chance they're selling. It's easy money for them. And we will continue to go no matter what. No matter what. And that's what happens all across the NFL. No matter how bad the team is for however long, it's not like people don't show up. No, dude, they all go. They all go. So that's not going to change ever. Stephen Harris, I see up there. I think he's number one, if I'm correct. Keep smashing the like button. We got over 113. I like it. Let's go. Let's get it to 200. Appreciate you all out there as always. Hopefully we'll have Manny Navarro on too in a few minutes. So we'll talk some Canes with him. Yes, sir.
Looks like the last time they won an NFL championship was with quarterback Tobin Rote, who was the backup for where's he at? Bobby Lane.
Oh, Bobby Lane. And so what, Lane got injured and Rote took over?
Yeah, he got injured the week before, and Rote took over to take on Cleveland.
That's pretty cool. And
that was in 1957.
Dude, I want to say Rote. Did Rote become like some kind of he's like some kind of a trivia question about the NFL and AFL, and if I remember correctly with Rote, there's some distinction that he has of being the only player that did something in several leagues or something back in the day. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, the question would probably read, who was the football player who played for the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions in the NFL, the Toronto Argonauts in the Canadian Football League, and the San Diego Chargers and Denver Broncos of the American Football League?
And it was?
Tobin Rote.
There you go.
Who played college football at Rice.
Yeah. The shit I have in my head, it's just, I told you, because I know the name. And I remember that he at that time, he had played all over the place, and it was like something phenomenal that he had been able to make the switch all over the place and was successful everywhere. Pretty much. He had some success everywhere. Anyway. All right. Just crazy stuff, man. Just crazy stuff that we have to deal with. And it's just, and they know it, man. They've got us completely. And that's why they can get away with whatever, so it's just insane. All right. Now, here's the one thing that I'll never do for you all. And before I do that, let me tell you about Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Since you have the billboard up, use our QR code there, folks. You will get $500 off. So when you go there and you're looking to buy or lease a vehicle at 16100 Pines Boulevard, please tell them that I sent you. But tell them, hey, Big O says I get $500 off here if I'm going to buy or lease a vehicle, like the Forester 2025 model, $257 a month, 3.9% financing. The Outback right now, $247 a month, 0.9% financing, man. That's pretty awesome. And they've got the Crosstrek, got a great selection of Crosstreks out there, 2.9% financing, 0 down is available, sign and drive. The 2025 Subaru Legacy, $267 a month, 3.9% financing. They've got zero down sign and drive. Also, the 2025 Subaru Forester Premium Hybrid. Man, that is an absolutely beautiful vehicle. $447 a month, 4.49% financing, zero down sign and drive is also available. Tell Alan out there, the GM, and all the great people out there, man, Eric Stampone, they'll get it done for you at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Now, the one thing that I will not do to you guys is mislead you. And I'm not afraid of your reactions because, see, sometimes because the NFL knows that fans are very loyal and they're going to come back no matter how bad they are, right? Well, media doesn't feel the same way because fans are very, we tell you, echo chamberish. They want to hear what they want to hear because they don't want to hear the truth. I mean, I turned off a lot of people in the offseason when I told them, no, the Dolphins are going to suck this year. It's going to be a bad year. Oh, man, why are you doing that to me already? I'm sorry. It's what I see. It's like, my conversation with Perk last night. Well, I thought they were going to win 9. And I'm looking at them like, bro, how could you think they're going to win 9? It's like, how can anybody think they're going to have a winning record or even get into the playoffs with that roster? It's impossible. And that coach, you know what I'm saying? To me, anybody that thought they were going to win, I think you're insane. And I think most of the media actually picked them to win. It's so bad. Okay. The hopium is so bad. Here's the front page of the Palm Beach Post with my man, Joe Shad. Okay. Which is one where, come on. Take that billboard off there if you can, Sean. So there you go. That's the front page of the Palm Beach Post. That's the article he put out. You're mad at the Dolphins, but I'm here to say don't give up yet. Please. Let me give you a hopium. Let me play with your feelings. I want you to come back and read the paper and subscribe. You're already paid for this month. Please pay for next month. Or maybe you paid for the whole year anyway, so you'll be reading. Or maybe not. But I'm afraid if I tell you the truth, you won't come back and read my articles. That's where we're at with the media. You think all these, I don't think, is there one writer that's telling you the season? I can't see all of them. I don't track all of them all the time. Just out of curiosity, can anybody tell me is Omar Kelly, is Furones? Has anybody written like, hey, this season is done. These people are going nowhere. Or do they tell, well, they can, it's 0-3, but they've got like Perkins yesterday. Whoa, they've got 2 easy games coming up. And I'm like, bro, they started with 2 easy games. I mean, where are we going with this? Are we going to keep playing this game? And this is what I'm not going to do to you guys. I will not do this. I will be honest. You may not like it. You may hate it. You may respect it. You may appreciate it also, because there's a good group of people that watch this show, and they watch it because I just don't bullshit. I tell you exactly what I think is going on with the team. And I'm not afraid of it being a controversial statement. And usually, as controversial as it may sound, in the end, it becomes the reality. Sorry. I can't keep telling you every year you have no shot at a whale with the Heat. And guess what happens? You get no whales. Sorry. I mean, it's just what it is. But I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. He doesn't believe that. Anybody with a brain doesn't believe that they're alive. They know this team is dog shit. Under that guy, you got no shot. I'm not doing that. No dice. I'm not doing that to you guys. You go through enough. Now, as media members, we're also going to drag you along and mislead you. No, bro. Let the team mislead you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's wrong. Then forget it. If I keep doing that, then all you're going to do is keep hearing a guy that constantly misleads you. And, I can't do that. I'm going to be wrong, but I'm not going to do it on purpose like that. No way. Dolphin Dave is in. True Finn fan. Jay Gelfin. Let's see. Costly errors by Sealer and Tua. McDaniel could have had a victory. Yep. And if you go watch what's gone on, Kurt Warner knows a lot more than I do about quarterbacking. He doesn't even blame Tua for the Tua interception at times. If you read it, the way the responsibility and the way the play's drawn up and all that, and it basically it says the play, the way the design, the linebacker, everything that was going on, the pressure gave Tua pretty much a high percentage chance to fail. But that's part of this offense. It's just so hard to succeed with this offense, no matter who the quarterback is, because that guy does not know what he's doing. And I wish Kurt Warner, when he explains this every single time, he just comes out and says, this is a terrible offensive coordinator. Because he's basically saying that every time about Mike McDaniel, which I already know that nobody can succeed. So for all you Tua haters, I'm with you, bro. I want Tua to leave after next season also. For different reasons than you, but I want him to leave. Like I told all the Dolphin fans yesterday that wanted Tua gone. Hey, listen, man, our quarterbacks were so awesome between Tua and Marino. I'm with you guys, bro. I mean, Tua's led the league in touchdowns and receiving and yards and in completion percentage. I mean, all of our quarterbacks between Marino and Tua used to do all of that all the time. They were even in the MVP race and mentioned and all that kind of stuff. That happened all the time. So I am with you guys. I want Tua gone after next season. Yeah, dude, I want him to go somewhere else. I'm with you 100% for different reasons, but I want him out of here too because he will never succeed here, ever. No, actually, no QB succeeds here. But I mean, it's only Tua. It's only Tua. Tua's the real problem here. Okay, so we'll just keep on with that theme. Hey, man, you want Tua gone? You're right. I'll just end it with you're right. And that's it. It's over. You're right. It's over. Brooklyn Rob, Big O, seen it. It's obvious Ross could care less about the fan base. That's exactly true. Stephen Ross doesn't give a shit about you guys. And McDummy was his choice, not Greer. Now we will be in a 5-7 win team. Why keep McDummy around makes no sense. That's what I said. You and I are on the same page. Jamie Zorria out in San Jose, smashing the like button. Thank you, Jamie. You're a stud. Appreciate you. Smash it. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Rob Erickson is in the house on Venmo. Sorry for being negative. Oh, Rob, the fans can't stand being negative. However, I couldn't listen to Perkins last night preaching to keep McDaniel. I can no longer stomach folks defending McDaniel and his job. I get it, dude. I love Perk, but the whole hope thing about, they can still turn it around and McDaniel. Well, you saw my faces. I couldn't disagree more with Perk on that. I couldn't disagree with everybody that wants to keep McDaniel around. To me, it makes zero sense. You just want to sabotage your team and your players? Go ahead, bro. And your fan base? Go ahead. Hateful Steve is in the house. Oh, why do you think South Florida is so loyal to the Dolphins after 40 years of losing when you know the moment the Heat, Panthers, Marlins, or Canes start losing, the stadiums, arenas clear out? It's the NFL, Steve. I just explained it, didn't I? Did you listen before? Detroit, dude. Detroit, Steve. They don't have our history. They have no history. And they kept coming back, bro. And they keep putting them on Thanksgiving Day to be embarrassed or whatever it was, and they kept doing it. Now they're good, okay? But think about how long they were constantly terrible. like the Wayne Fonts years, Hateful Steve. Think about it. You're old enough. The Wayne Fonts years were what was considered in the last 70 years the great years. The Wayne Fonts years. That's insane. Those were the good times for them until now. And they kept coming back, and they kept coming back, and they kept coming back. Dude, the NFL is the Carter, and we are getting beamed up, Scotty. Steve M has no idea what that reference is. Some of you, well, you might be sharp. Anyway, bag on head. Thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. Who even cares at this point if we fire McDaniel? History tells us that we will just make another bad hire. I don't trust this organization to get anything right. Wow, we've set the bar at hoping to win 9. Call me a Vinny Viola buys the team. Call me when Vinny Viola buys the team. It's a good one. That would be nice, by the way. Vinny Viola buying the team? Wow. That, my friend, would be outstanding, right? Man, that would be beautiful. All right, don't forget Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Let's see. Lenny Pena. Where do we go from here? No moral victories, but at least we didn't get embarrassed last night. Yeah. But again, like the people that wanted embarrassment might have gotten the guy fired. And sadly, that didn't happen. No embarrassment, so we didn't get the guy fired. NorCal is in the house. Use is in the house. Gus 1388. Jeff in Long Island. Brian Radke. One-Eyed Jack. Nyborg. Kosa. By the way, there is a Zoom scheduled with McDaniel today. Okay. A Zoom with McDaniel today. So I don't know what time. That's the only thing that I'm waiting on. What else do we have here? Tommy Mayer, G3 Hustle, Ricardo Carballo in Lakeland, Florida. All right. Aquavision. Lewis, Ross has to get rid of Greer, McDaniel, Tua, and start over. Keep starting never until you find the best trio. Ender Fireplay, and you're right. Brian Walters, it's Big O. What time is firing going to happen today? Also, everyone smash the like button. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Looks like they're going to keep the bum around. I guess they're not interested in making any changes or winning. Lewis, Jay Myers, they ain't fired nobody yet. Ross heard everyone in national media praising our effort last night. Yeah, the players. It's not the coach. Shouldn't be the coach. Christopher Rain, cheers from the Cuse. Looks like giving 30 points a game to the opposition will be all season. Bet the overs. LOL. Yeah. 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 Yeah, pretty much. That's what we've dealt with, unfortunately, my brother. I'm with you there. John Wayne's 45. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Big O, love the show. Why doesn't McDummy see a running game helps the defense? Because that's how he is. The guy on Saturday knows about the running game. The guy on Sundays doesn't know. And Weaver, he needs to see his defense in game situations. It takes time. Actually, Weaver's defense yesterday gave the team a chance to win. And that defense, that's all I can expect. They screwed it all up. The special teams and the offense and the coach screwed everything else up. But the defense actually, after all the shit that people talked about yesterday, Weaver with no secondary, linebackers that aren't cover guys, and defensive tackles, the young defensive tackles, none of them are doing anything. Okay? So Sealer is getting doubled, and they are just pushing everybody aside and running, and these young green DTs, brother, they're not doing anything whatsoever. So Weaver's defense against that offense yesterday to do what they did to give Miami a chance, you can't ask for more than that. You just can't. There's no way. Don't forget Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Let's get to our Big Cheese Miami.com Miami Hurricanes NIL and recruiting report.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
Right. Yes, sir. Remember, Manny and I will be back tomorrow night, Saturday, post-game with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes post-game report and our Caneswear post-game show. We will be focusing on the Gators and the Canes. Looking forward to it. Canes, by the way, still favored by 7.5. What do you think, Manny? I like the 7.5. But one of the things that I love to do, Manny, is wait for the live line. Last night the Dolphins, they went down the field and scored right away on that first drive. So the 11.5 point spread went down to 5.5.
Wow!
And so that's when you jump on it at 5.5, 6.5, and you have an easy victory, instead of giving that up, And so, to me, how do you look at this game? Do you lay the 7.5, or do you go, you know what? It's already 7.5. I got to get the 8 in order to win, right? So maybe I'll wait for the coin flip, and if Florida wins the coin flip, I hold off on my bet and hope Florida drives down the field and brings the number down. If they cross midfield, it'll bring the number down, actually. And then I can have a more manageable number. Or if Florida goes and scores, it really brings the number down. Now I say, okay, now I double up and I take advantage. What would you do for the better in that game? Do you lay the 7.5, or do you wait for kickoff to see who? Because if Miami receives, brother, you better lay the 7.5 right there and then.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because if Miami drives down and scores, then the line's going to explode.
Yeah, I think you probably wait for the coin flip, see what happens. I would assume that Florida is going to try to get up on Miami early, in the sense that they'll take the ball first if they win the toss, because it didn't work out well for USF, right? Miami drove right down the field and kind of just took the wind out of their sails with that opening drive last week. So Florida's clearly the underdog in this game. They're clearly the team reeling. So I would advise waiting for kickoff, waiting to see what happens and who gets the ball first, and betting the live line, because I do think Florida is going to show up in this game. This is sort of the last stand, right? We talked about Custard's last stand or whatever in school. Yeah. This is kind of Billy Napier's last stand, I think, in a lot of ways, because they lose this game, he probably loses the team. They showed up and played for him last week at LSU. Okay, that defense. Say what you want about DJ Lagway and his interceptions, but they haven't given up more than 18 points in a game this year.
They were awesome, dude. They were awesome. It was 20-10 or 9 or whatever the hell it was, and with 5 interceptions, that's a courageous effort by that defense. A great effort by that defense.
And the thing I would say about this Florida defense is they just lost Caleb Banks again. He's going to be out. He's their best defensive lineman. And they've only produced 2 sacks to this point. And I think Miami has done such a great job, obviously, protecting Carson Beck. And when he has all day to throw, dude, he looks like the best quarterback in the country, because he actually doesn't make mistakes like DJ Lagway does when he's got protection. 5 of DJ Lagway's 6 interceptions this season were in a clean pocket. So you look at Beck, both of his picks were under duress. So
Right.
if Miami protects Carson Beck, he's shown you he doesn't make very many bad decisions. He's got the highest completion percentage in the country. So they should cover that spread. I think Miami wins this game. I'm conservatively saying 27-13, 28-13, something like that, because I think Florida will show up.
Right.
But I think Miami should win this game. And if DJ Lagway turns it over and is a mess, it's going to be a rout. So
yeah,
I'm backing on Florida playing a more disciplined game, playing a smarter game, and sticking around because of their defense. That's what I'm banking on.
It's funny, on Saturdays we understand the protection of the quarterback. On Sundays we just throw it out the window. Yeah, no, forget it. The midget can get by in 2 seconds. Yeah, no, of course, no problem. Yeah, it'll be just fine. We look at the at the Florida team right now, and it's not an explosive offense. So I would expect that if the Canes in a game like this, I want to kind of get a lead on them and really put pressure on Lagway to throw the ball even more, right? I mean, that's kind of the way this game.
Absolutely. I think that has to be the case. And look, he has really talented receivers. I like Florida's receivers a ton. But when you actually sit there and look at the numbers, Trey Wilson is averaging less than 5 yards a catch. He's basically catching everything at the line of scrimmage. They're not blocking for him, and he's not getting up the field. Brown, the true freshman, explosive guy, just not connecting very enough, I think, with Lagway. They're just not on the same page here. So I agree. I think, the only way Florida wins this game ultimately is if Miami hands it to them, literally. Like, Carson Beck is just making really bad decisions. And I will say this, Beck threw 3 interceptions last year in the win over Florida when he was with Georgia. He did not play good against the Gators last year. So it'll be interesting to see what Miami does. The X factor here is that offensive line. And as long as they give Beck all day to throw, I just don't think he's going to make very many mistakes.
Let me tell you something. How about the X factor of the defense of the Canes?
Yeah.
What a night and day difference from last year to this year, dude. This is a competent defense. This is a defense that can put pressure at times. This is a defense that can get stops, dude. It's, man, wow, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, they really did a great job staying disciplined in their gaps. That's what I noticed against Byron Brown last week. Again, the USF win was, you go back and you look at that film, Byron Brown, I think, had 2 yards rushing in that game total, based between the sacks and tackles for loss, and just never could really get his legs going. Now, the one thing we're still seeing is Miami secondary every now and then blowing a coverage. They've given up 8 catches of 20 yards or more, which comes out to 2.6 per game. Last year, they were giving up 3.3 pass plays of 20 yards per game. So it's not completely out of their system to let a receiver loose in coverage. But the bottom line is they only gave up 12 points to USF, and they really shut down one of the more athletic quarterbacks in the country. And so you have to feel really good about Corey Heatherman's unit. And personally, I think they're just going to get better as the year goes on, because you're starting to see the swarm up front of those defensive linemen. They recruited so many 5-star guys and high 4-star guys in that defensive line. And now those guys, you're starting to see Armando Blunt. You're starting to see Justin Scott take over. You're starting to see what those guys look like as mature football players, and they're performing and producing. And so it's not just going to be Ruben Bain. It's going to be some other guys. And I think that's the exciting part if you're a Miami fan, that you still have so much untapped potential with some of the players Mario's brought in.
All right, Doggy. This is the Big Cheese NIL recruiting report. So I remember a couple years back where there was like a Gator lady PR trying to keep people away from their players. And all. You remember that?
Yes, last year. Yeah.
I was wondering, the shit has hit the fan in Gator land, and things are pretty good in UM land. So are they targeting any flips by the Gators or anybody else, or what are we talking about right now?
Well, listen, let's not forget, we live in the world of the transfer portal, right? So they may not just be targeting high school recruits. They may be targeting some of those elite receivers at Florida, like Vernell Brown, who's going to suit up in blue and orange on Saturday that could potentially enter his name into the transfer portal if there's a coaching change, right? Billy Napier gets fired. DJ Lagway leaves. You're going to probably see a mass exodus of Gator players. So not only will Miami be talking to the recruits in attendance, they will be talking to some of those Gator players, I'm sure, in the middle of the game as well. It's the way the world works now in college football. But as far as the high school recruits, a lot of this is going to be a ridiculous weekend. You can go to these recruiting websites. You can go see Gabby Urrutia at 247 Inside the U. He provides you the master list, but I'm going to give you the highlights here. Anthony Jones is one of the elite edge rushers in the country. He is committed to Oregon, okay? 6'4", 250 pounds. Jason Taylor has been working his ass off to flip this kid. He is going to be coming back to Miami again to watch the Hurricanes play. And it's one thing for a kid to come down one time and say, yeah, I'm going to go spend a weekend in Miami. This is the second time he's doing this now since the season started. And so there is a strong feeling out of the Miami camp that they're going to have a chance to flip this kid. And again, super talented player, 6'4", 250, 5-star out of Mobile, Alabama. Listen, we talked about Nick Saban over the years, right? What he did, he would come into South Florida and steal the 5 stars. Alabama's not Alabama anymore without Nick Saban. So now Miami can go into Alabama and pull a 5-star out of their neck of the woods. So we'll see if that develops. Another big name to watch, Calvin Russell.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I hear that one of the secret weapons that the Canes have is that Jason Taylor visits the kid's mom.
Yes, I'm sure that works.
You get to visit him anytime. You can see me work with him, and we'll get to know each other and all that. And then mom just looks at him and says, "Son, go there." You know what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering if they're using that as a tool, as a weapon. I mean, Jay can win those moms over. You know what I'm saying? You walk into that room, he probably puts on a tight shirt and shit, the muscles and all that, and there we go. And mom says, "Son, go with him. Go with him. She has seen the light." I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's happened once or twice already, that Jason Taylor's been brought in to change the temperature in the room, so to speak. A couple other guys to take note of quickly. Calvin Russell from Syracuse commitment. He's from Miami Northwestern, big-time receiver. He's really
Calvin
good friends.
Russell. Just like a football name.
Yes.
Calvin Russell, right there, bro. Go ahead.
He is really good friends with Malachi Tony, okay, who, of course, is playing right away. Malachi Tony, by the way, just turned 18, so we can't keep calling him 17-year-old Malachi Tony. He's officially 18 now. But the point is, he has seen the light, right? He's seeing that Miami is the real deal this year, that they're a top 5 team, that College Game Day is going to be here. And so I think there's a chance they're going to flip him. And one other name to track here, Justice Fitzpatrick. We know who his brother is, right? Minka, and he's a guy who's been committed to Georgia for a bit. Minka has a lot of respect for Mario. Obviously played for Kirby Smart, but Mario helped recruit Minka to Bama, and I think little brother might follow suit as well.
Okay, all right, yeah, because Minka knows what they're doing in Miami Gardens doesn't resemble anything that they're doing in Coral Gables. So yeah, that's probably viewed differently. All right, so are any 27, 28 players coming in?
Oh, Jesus, the list is so long. I think they have, and I'm not exaggerating this, I think they have 11 of the top 20 wide receivers ranked in the 2027 class that are coming in. Guys that are committed to Ohio State, guys that are just guys that they normally wouldn't be in the conversation for because they weren't known for having quarterbacks and great passing offenses. But look what Shannon Dawson, Cam Ward, and Carson Beck are doing. Oh, they don't even know who the quarterback is going to be in 2 years, right? You have no idea. It could be Darion Coleman, the kid who's in this class. Could be the recruit that they got in last year's class. Could be a transfer portal guy. The bottom line is all of these receivers are like, look at Malachi Tony. Look what he just did. Look at Xavier Restrepo, what he just did. Miami's putting All-Americans out at these positions again. So this is what happens. You get momentum. It's Miami High basketball back in the day with Shaky Rodriguez. You get a little bit of momentum. You don't even need to recruit. They come
Right.
to you.
Yeah, that is awesome. All right, good stuff there. What do you got going on in the Athletic so folks can check you out, my friend?
Brother, there's so much going on. Today, my latest story with Sam Khan and Antonio Morales. We're part of our roster building team. We put out our transfer portal buzz. Who are the guys at Virginia Tech and UCLA, the two schools that just fired their head coaches? Who are the guys that everybody in the country is going to want to come in and swoop on? We have that topic. We talked about Texas Tech, who spent a boatload of money. They're playing in a huge game this weekend against Utah. I've got my oddly specific predictions, as I do every single week. Had a bad week last week because of some upsets, but I'm hoping to bounce back. I'm 17-10 for the season. So I picked the Canes with the spread. I think they're going to help me out in terms of my 9 weekly picks. So you can check all of that out over at theathletic.com.
All right, there you go. And follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch him tomorrow night with me post-game as the Canes kick the Gators' ass. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. We'll talk tomorrow night.
Talk soon. Take care.
BigCheeseMiami.com. You can go to the website and check out that menu. It's enormous. They've got all kinds of pastas, and pizza is just to die for. And the pasta shipped from Italy. They cook fresh daily. They will give you family servings. A lot of restaurants now, they keep charging you more and giving you less. Well, that's not how it goes at the Big Cheese. They're not charging you a ton, and they're giving you a ton, which is a beautiful thing. And by the way, those garlic rolls are to die for. So make sure you order those garlic rolls to start off. And they got a little pizza sauce on the side to dip in them. Just absolutely awesome. Go to BigCheeseMiami.com. And if you want to have a party at your place, your home, your business, your school, any dish can become a party platter. And you can order it 305-662-6855. Visit my friends. They're right down the street from the University of Miami, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, and the walls. It's like a hall of fame of hurricane memories. BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
Right. So apparently McDaniel had a Zoom. It started late. So anyway, I don't know if see if you see anything earth-shattering from that, because I don't see anything, dude. Don't know if there's any kind of news. And by the way, the fumble by Josh Allen to end the half or whatever really is, this is why we're a bunch of losers. Who cares, bro? Yeah, it was probably a fumble. Sure it was. And they missed it, but who cares, bro? Is that what we're doing? The half was over. You know what they were doing. Whatever, dude. You know, it's just crazy. And by the way, McDaniel says, I don't think it's appropriate to have an adult temper tantrum. McDaniel said, explaining how he handled the Josh Allen fumble at the half. He plans to submit it to the league for him and the Dolphins to get an empty apology. Which, again, whatever, dude. You know, I to be honest, I'm more pissed at the hold of Tyreek Hill on that play on the out pattern. And then he falls like a little weeble wobble, but falls. The weeble wobble wouldn't fall, but he falls down. You know, which I thought was kind of weird that you lost your balance because they held your shirt a little bit and you're running like, you know, it's like, come on, dude. You lost your balance and then you just fall. He's such a disappointment. What are you going to do? Anyway, go through the writers and see if there's anything that he said that is whatever. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything good or newsworthy or anything, because there are a bunch of things, but I can't read it right now while I'm doing the talk show. So do me the favor there, Sean, and see if there's anything there that's worth mentioning from Stephen Ross. Oscar Rojas says, Big O, wake up. Ross hasn't cared for a long time, especially when he keeps guys around like Greer and hires Mickey Mouse head coaches. Lenny Pena, I miss watching Sage Rosenfeld's at the helm. That guy was amazing. My favorite Finns QB. He's such a good dude, by the way. Such a good dude. Let's see what else. He gets tired of talking about football. And the bullshit that goes on with it. Bag on Head says marketing opportunity for McDaniel spokesperson for Steakums. I like it. British Finn says, agree everything you say on Ross, Big O. He won't leave that gig. He will pass it on to his daughter. Hopefully they'll do better. Yeah, she's already in the mix. So, yeah. So, what are you going to do? Bradley Cool says, I think the interception by Tua was a bad decision, but I also think Brunskill at right guard, the pass rush. Yeah, of course. Brunskill, the way the play was designed, the small window that Tua had to complete that pass, it was just McDaniel will never help you as a coach. You will succeed in spite of him, not because of him. That's the thing. So, what are you going to do? Oh, man. All right, let me see. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Stephen Baker, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. He says, Perkins not wanting gone now, but admitting to mediocrity is just plain moronic. If the ceiling is mediocrity, then time to see what we have in Weaver. I agree. At one point in the game, Weaver adjusted to 3 stops in a row and the 4th without the penalty. Dude, I'm 100% with you. Are any writers saying they should have fired McDaniel? Does anybody know? Are any of the writers saying this morning, any of the beat writers, are any of them saying this morning, because the 2 guys I had on said no, they won't fire him. So I'm just wondering if any beat writer is saying fire him and then they have to walk into the building. Because I used to do that all the time. Fire Dave Wanstead, fire Joe Philbin, whatever. You know, you got to fire Jimmy Johnson. You know, whatever. I've gone at it with whoever it is. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm just wondering, do we have any beat writers that are saying McDaniel should have been fired this morning and this is a mistake? Joe Shad's not saying it. Is Smalls saying it? Is Omar saying it? Just wondering, are the beat guys, any of them saying that you should fire? This is a mistake by not firing him right now. Because I kind of find that interesting that not one beat writer is saying it. Wow. Really? They're all in cahoots? None of them think? As the Mad Dog would say, I put it to my nosy and it don't smell so rosy. There's no way they all agree on this. No way. No way. So somebody's writing what they don't believe. Just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave it like that. If no beat writer is saying this morning not firing McDaniel is a mistake, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Peter German, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. Appreciate you. Big O, it's really disheartening to watch this play out. Listening to Perk and Fronis sell hopium last night was infuriating. Isn't 4 years a good sample size? What's more to see? Well, dude, I just showed you Joe Shad. Oh, you're mad at the dog, but let me tell you, it's not over. It's like, come on, dude. Come on, bro. What are we? You guys are afraid that they're not going to read your stuff? In fact, if you're honest and you rip the team and you say they should fire, they might read you even more, actually. They might read you even more because somebody's got to be honest in the group. Somebody's got to have the balls to say, yeah, keeping that guy around is a mistake. How is it that every beat writer is saying to keep the guy? That does not, it just doesn't make sense. People don't agree on everything like that. But I know how media relations works with the Miami Dolphins. I've been well aware of that for decades. So, if you're not necessarily nice to them, they may not be nice to you. So kind of the way it goes. That's all right. What are you going to do? Let's see. I'm not a writer, Dan B. I'm not a writer. I'm a radio guy. I'm not good enough to be a writer. Those guys can do things I can't do. I can only talk. What is it called? Desmond 777. I am glad they didn't fire him. He is growing. I like the adjustment he made last night. It's a start with the limited talent we have. There we go, Desmond. Awesome. Did you buy Marlins tickets also, Desmond? Huh? They're going to pay Stowers a lot of money. They're going to extend Sandy. They're going to spend money, bro. Go for it. Nice job by you, Desmond. John Pettis, got to be honest, I don't anymore who reads those articles. Everything's on social now. It's kind of true. John Pettis is kind of a smart dude. Dolphin 1979 says something don't smell right in Dixie. I mean, it's kind of weird, dude. You're going to tell me every beat writer is agreeing and not one beat writer is saying this is a mistake this morning, not firing the guy? Come on, man. I wasn't born yesterday. There's no way. Somebody's afraid to actually say the truth. I know I'm not, but I'm wondering, are they? Man of 1,005 holds. When I saw Ross with those binoculars, I thought he was searching for another coach. Oh, man. Lenny Pena, most beat writers are water carriers for the organization they cover. They're afraid of the backlash from teams. It happens. There's some that are afraid of not being, brutally honest. Dan B says, what I meant, Big O, is there are very few like you who tell it like it is. You don't fluff. Thank you, my friend. I know I appreciate that, but I don't want to make sure nobody thinks I'm a right. Because you know why, Dan, I say that? You know that I got confused with Armando Salguero a ton. Because, they look at us Hispanics and, we're all the same. Rodriguez, Hernandez, Garcia. Yeah, whatever. You guys are all the same. So people would tell me, oh, I like that article you wrote in the Herald. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm Orlando, not Armando. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I get it, dude. I get it. I know where you're coming from. Black people, Chinese people, or Asian people. I know the feeling. Okay? I know the feeling. So that's why I say it, Dan B. That's the only reason why, because over the years, Armando's been called Orlando Alzagari, and I've been called Armando Salguero. And it's like, oh, yeah, whatever that, oh, yeah, one of you guys. Yeah, whichever one of you guys that came off the boat or something. Yeah, I knew it was one of you boat guys, one of you raft guys. Well, I was born here. So I'm sorry, Dan B. That's why it's habitual from me for 35 years, because I've been confused at times. Like, I'm the writer from the Herald, Armando Salguero, and it's just, that's not the case. So that's why I bring it up. Anyway, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum donation. Send in your questions and comments, as always. The Dolphins are the same shit as the Marlins within the last 40 years. Yeah. But they had Dave Dombrowski, who built 2 titles. We don't have that. They got lucky there. I had the over plus Fins plus 10. Tua screwed up my parlay. The Dolphins team is a complete clown fiesta, point blank. To extreme, you're 1,000% right. Zachary says, I wish more people were like Big O and spoke the truth instead of feeding us hopium. Yeah, well, because they don't trust you guys. I do. See, the person that wants to leave the platform because I'm being honest, bro, screw you. I don't care. You don't want to hear the truth? I'm sorry. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to tell you the truth most of the time about what's going on with our teams, and I'm pretty much on target. You know what I mean? But I know I get it. A lot of people don't want to hear it. And that's what they know. They know that they may not come. And the editors also control them and may not let them go to that extreme. You know what I mean? Who the hell tells you in the offseason they're not going to the playoffs? Only me. I'm the only guy that tells you, yeah, they're not. Expect a bad year. I'm the only guy. And with that said, I got backlash like crazy. Sucks, but it's the truth. Welt and Rayom, they are the truth. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, nobody better. They are your bookend tackles that the Dolphins have never had. 954-966-4646. If you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, 954-966-4646. Go to the website, WRFLAlaw.com. And we are in storm season. They have their own adjusters. If you have any kind of damage, there's a torrential downpour that we can get at any time, and you notice, wait a minute, that's a brown spot that wasn't there. You may have a leak in your roof. You call Welton Rayom, explain your situation. They will send their adjusters, and then they will attack the insurance company for you. Folks, you can suffer roof damage starting at 40 miles an hour. So let their adjusters check it out, find out what's going on, and attack the insurance company. They'll find out for you. Go explain your case. They'll tell you if you have a case. If you have a case, man, they're going to attack the insurance company and win it for you. 954-966-4646. Think Blue Dodger says, sad to say, but man, we'll probably land on Mars before this organization gets another championship. Bro, we'll build a nuclear reactor on Mars before we win a Super Bowl. Okay? They're actually thinking of building one on the moon. Isn't that great? They're going to turn off the lights. We're going to screw it all up. Some shit is going to explode on the moon and turn it off. And we'll just, have no moon anymore. I don't know. NorCal goes, Big O is very accurate most of the time. That's why I tune in daily since 2008. He wants the truth. That's why NorCal and I have become very good friends, because he knows I don't bullshit. As much as lying seems to be people's favorite thing to hear, it's nice to always have honesty on the show. Thank you. And I may be wrong, but at least I'm honest about it. I can always play. I can come on the air and play the fan guy, and and be just hopeful about everything and all that, and not be controversial about much. We got radio people that do all the time. They want to stay right in the middle. They don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and all that. There's plenty of radio people that do that. Plenty on QAM that do that. They're afraid. And that's just kind of the way it goes. They play that game. That's the beauty of being not tied to corporate anymore, dude. I don't play that game. I mean, I didn't play when I was there, and that was a problem for me always. But, that was what came with the territory. Everybody knew that if I was working for you, I wasn't going to kiss your team's ass. If the team sucked, I'm going to say it. If somebody needed to get fired, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? That's Greg Reed is the best owner I've ever worked for, in the sense of, on the business side, it may not have been the most easiest thing for all of us, negotiating contracts and all that kind of stuff. But Greg Reed told all the teams, hey, hands off, bro. Too bad. You don't like what Hank says? Too bad. You don't like what Neil says? Too bad. You don't like what Big O says? Too bad. You know, you youngins out there, you didn't live it, so you don't know it. You don't like what Ed Kaplan has to say? Too bad. You remember how that's where I came up with. Okay? That's what I learned. That's my era that I came up with. I am a relic from that past. Okay? And that's just kind of the way it goes. And that's the only way I know how to do things. And I'm not going to bullshit the public. I'm here to cover my sports teams, and I'm here to be honest and tell you like it is. I've told you for a while, I don't want Tyler Hero here. I wouldn't sign him. I didn't believe last year when he hung in there and he stayed healthy. I said, this guy will break down eventually. And guess what's happened now? And so I'm glad now, because I had to hear this whole thing from Ira about the window in October and all. And we finally got Ira off the BAM superstar and extend Tyler and all that stuff. You know, maybe almost all of it. But we look at Tyler now, and I look at this injury now, this news, and dude, this is a blessing. Here's a guy that won't start the season. And you have a window in October where that window of giving him the extension. Are we going to pull another Dion Waiters? Because I ripped the shit out of Pat Riley for signing Dion Waiters knowing he needed ankle surgery. So here's this fragile Tyler Hero, and you're going to give him money? Get the hell out of here, dude. So let's hope, if we're honest, anybody on the beat for the Heat, if we're honest, we say, Pat Riley, Miami Heat, you've been pretty dumb the last 10 years. Don't continue the same thing by extending Tyler Hero. That would continue to produce mediocre and loser basketball. That's honesty. Honesty is Pat Riley has screwed up a fuck ton in the last 10 years. Not a lot. A fuck ton. And you want to add to it, Riley? Go ahead and extend this guy, because he's not the guy. And you know what the guy looks like. The guy looks like Magic. The guy looks like Wade. The guy looks like Zoe. The guy looks like Shaq. It don't look like Tyler. That's honesty. Let's hope others on the Heat beat have the same kind of honesty about Tyler Hero and the ton of mistakes that the Heat continue to make the last 10 years. And by the way, we're the only ones that continuously point it out. Nobody else does on the Heat beat either. Nobody talks about how bad Pat Riley has been the last 10 years. And he's been great, and he's been phenomenal for us. But he's been bad. Not enough people write about that either on that beat. How terrible he's been. How Spo has carried his ass and Arison's asses. Nick and Mickey. If it isn't for Eric Spoelstra, the lot of you would be on freaking fire right now. Okay? Spo has made you guys look better than you really are. Those are the facts. And I wish somebody on the beat would actually say it. Only place you're going to get the brutal honesty is right here. Right here, baby. Right here. Nowhere else. You're not going to get it. Everybody else is worried about politics. Me, you can kiss my ass. So let's be honest now, is what we need to do. And let's call people out for what it is. Stephen Ross, you're a fraud. You're not into winning because you're keeping McDaniel around. You extended Philbin. We see it. Jorge Mas, the Mas brothers, yeah, you got a lot of money, but, bro, you have been suckered by Messi. Mickey and Pat, your last 10 years have been incredibly mediocre, and you're lucky you have Eric Spoelstra. That's the honesty. So let's call it out like what it is. And they don't, unfortunately, on every beat. So, what else do we have? Tyon says, it's weird for Perkins to see that McDaniel shouldn't be fired, but Perk says he's been writing articles saying McDaniel wasn't the real coach. It's contradictory. Very contradictory. It makes no sense, bro. Nowhere should it be that everybody on the beat says you shouldn't fire McDaniel. That doesn't make any sense. Why is somebody's afraid? Some of them may believe this shit, but somebody's afraid of not telling the truth. Somebody believes something different than what they're writing. That's all I'm going to say. Some of them may believe what they're writing, but there's a couple there that don't believe what they're writing. They're just, oh, well, this is what's going to sell best. Sorry. That's the way I look at it. Both Tylers were bad contracts. Yeah, and Tyler Johnson. Yes, I agree. Tyler Johnson, Anthony Johnson, Whiteside, and Deion Waiters. Horrible contracts. Horrible contracts. Danny Granger, Bob, Lowry. Dude, it is endless. Rozier. It's ridiculous the amount of bad decisions in the last 10 years that the Miami Heat have made in personnel. Like a shit ton, dude. Compared to the first 20 years of the Riley era to last, oh my God, it's not even close. It's just not even close. Let's see. There would be more calls to step down if it wasn't for Spo the past few years. Yeah, there's no doubt. But not enough people say what I say, that Spo hides their deficiencies. That's my problem with it. Not enough people have come out to say Spo carries Riley and the Arisons' ass constantly. Nobody goes out and says that. That if it wasn't for Spo, the Miami Heat would be on fire right now, and everybody would want everybody gone. They would want the Arisons to sell, who just went into the Hall of Fame, and they would want Riley gone. I don't want any of that to happen. I want them all to stay, but I'm not going to bullshit. Bro, you guys aren't getting your job done. You're terrible at your job right now. You used to be great at your job, but the rules changed and you didn't. That's bad. That's the other thing. Nobody talks about enough that the main reason why the Heat and Riley fail is because they don't adjust, just like Mike McDaniel. Anthony Kyle Campos, brutal honesty, Hall pass, Halle Berry or Finn Super Bowl? I got my own Halle Berry at home, so I'll go with the Finn Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Love Halle Berry, you know. But I'll take the Finn Super Bowl. I'm good with my wife every night. Sex life is not something I'm complaining about. I'm good with my sex life. So I'm good. I'm fine. So Halle Berry is perfection out there. I know I get it, but no, I want a Finn Super Bowl, Anthony. I need a Finn Super Bowl. I already won that Super Bowl with my wife, so I need a Finn Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm about to turn 59, dude. I'm headed into the year stretch to get to 60. Wow, crazy shit, man, crazy shit. Tim Big Riggins, who would have thunk a decade ago the Panthers were on the same path as the Arizona Coyotes and rumored to be on their way out of town. Now they're Miami's only good pro team. Great pro team. Yes, I agree. Although I don't think they were ever going anywhere because they had a lease with Broward and all that. That was all. It's kind of like the Marlin thing. The Marlins will never move. They've got a lease. They've got a stadium. We're not the problem. We were never the problem. The problems are the teams. And the Panthers had terrible ownership, and they didn't know how to win. They got good ownership. They know how to win, and now they sell out, and they are selling everything and paraphernalia and seats and suites and shirts and jerseys and hats and all that. And that's why the Marlins suck, because the Marlins don't have good ownership. They don't know how to win. But if they did, they would fill that park up, because that's what we do. But we're smart consumers, except for football. We're smart pro football, because college football will dump. If it sucks, not as many will go. But pro football, we're really stupid about it. We go no matter what. But all the other sports, you gotta entertain, or we're not going to show up. That's all. Have you noticed that the Messi games aren't as sold out anymore? There's empty seats in every Messi game now. Are any of the Messi games sold out anymore? Do you know, Sean? No, right? You see what I mean? People find out you're kind of fraudulent.
Not at home. Not at home, Def.
What?
The home games are not.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the home games. Yeah, the road games are still a thing for people. Home games are no longer a thing anymore. Why? Because they see you're kind of fraudulent. You're really not a championship team. You know, Messi's here for a vacation. He's stealing money. He brings his friends, his own GM, his own coach. It's kind of a joke, you know? That's what happens here in South Florida. Big O, which happens first? Bitcoin at 1 million or the Finns win a Super Bowl? Oh, no, Bitcoin at 1 million. For sure. Bitcoin will hit 1 million before 2030. We don't win a title before 2030. We're not even close. You need the team. You need the coach. You need everything, dude. The owner's got to be the right guy. We don't have the right owner. We have a guy that'll spend but really doesn't know what to do, unfortunately. So the days of trading Zoe, Hardaway, Marley, Mashburn, Brown were so long ago, it feels like the 18,890 days the Dolphins. It's 18,875, okay? They might win it in the next 15 days there, True Fin fan. Not. Anyway. But thank you, True Fin fan. Yes, sir, Sean.
Is Messi injured, or may he not play against DC United?
Well, they did play on Tuesday, so I don't know. I don't think he's injured. But again, because you're playing 2 games for 3 weeks in a row, you may have to pace the old man. And remember, you have no Suarez again. The spitter is out again.
All right, because I can get Section 118, Row 9 for $99 this game for tomorrow.
Wow, that's great.
And there's tickets. There's tickets for $44, $45, $48. 116 looks like the highest right now going. So that price has dropped a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play, but he should, because they need it, because there's the only way they're going to climb the table. If they're going to climb in, they have games in hand to take advantage of it. So we'll see if they can take advantage of it. You know, that's the other thing. We shall see. We shall see. James, UFC, MMA Johnson, Tyler, Chip Tooth Johnson, Neon, Dion Waiters, Hassan, if you don't give me the ball, I will pout Whiteside, Josh, Street Clothes, McBob. So many bad moves Riley has made. Yeah, a ton, dude. A ton. The guard that LeBron wanted. Dwayne Dedman. The massage gun. The Butler thing, they were able to maximize it at least, but it didn't end well. You know? Just it's a shame, dude. It's been bad. It's been really bad. So, what can I tell you? All right. Sounds like the Dolphins front office is borrowing the orange orangutan media playbook. Write nice things or else. Right. Yeah. Yeah. The NFL's kind of like that. They're very Trumpish in that sense. that if you don't say nice things about me, I'm going to dislike you because I'm so insecure about myself and all that. Yeah, the Dolphins are probably the most insecure franchise in town. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. The U does that too, by the way. Their football media relations, same thing, bro. Bunch of softies. Bunch of softies. The Heat media relations staff is the only one that's got balls. They're the best. They're the best by miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Tim Donovan, Rob Wilson, Nick, all these guys, they're just phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. They face the Heat like our Heat and all that. They handle it like champs. They don't flinch, dude. The Heat is the best PR department, top to bottom, that I've ever dealt with. Ever. It's not even close. Not even close. I wish they made them all like Tim Donovan and Rob Wilson and Nick. I wish they'd make them all like those guys. They know how to handle the media. They get the criticism. They understand. They don't flinch, dude. They just like, all right, we just got to get our job done. And it is what it is. And it's part of the game. But Dolphins and Canes, I can tell you, oh my God. Inter Miami is also a complete Mickey Mouse organization when it comes. All they do is spend money on players. The rest of their organization is a complete disaster. Complete disaster. I've been there. I know it. And their media relations, oh my God. Inter Miami's media relations staff might be the most minor league group I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty bad. Yeah. And the Marlins, whatever. Again, I don't need these people to survive. You know what I mean? So I can give you the honest truth of it. And I've always been, even when I was working, if you were bad, I'd tell you to your face, you're bad. That's how I treat the media relations stuff. When I was working, if you sucked and if you didn't do your job, I would tell you you're not doing your job. I would tell you you suck. And I would tell you, too bad if your franchise that you're working for is terrible. That's your problem, not mine. But, it's kind of the way it goes. So a lot of people are kind of afraid of taking on the different media relations staffs. Okay. Because they're afraid because they need to get an interview for their article or their TV station or whatever it is because, it's going to keep them afloat. So they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And it looks like that right now in many different areas that our media has lost some of its teeth. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Real shame. Frank K says, I despise resets because it sets up back years. Right now, the only way to possibly save this thing to avoid such a thing where we keep the QB and rebuild rather than restart is with making change now. But, you got an owner that's not willing to do it. That's all. So, let's see. Tua is a special player, but they need to actually build around him. The Dolphins waste talent. It is what it is. We've never understood how to build an offense. We didn't understand it around Marino, and we certainly aren't understanding it now around Tua. Tua needs to go, bro. And it'll be next year. And we have to deal with it one more year of all you guys hating Tua and all that. And hopefully he goes somewhere else. And that's it. And that way you guys will be happy. Right? You get rid of Tua, and we'll get another great quarterback because we always get great quarterbacks. We have no problem finding quarterbacks. So I have no problem getting rid of Tua because I know we're going to have a great quarterback right away. I mean, it's automatic. It's always been like that. So that's cool. And it'll be fun. It'll be a nice test to see. We avoided Drew Brees twice, and that really worked out for us. So let's get rid of this guy also. I think it makes a lot of sense because it wasn't that it was Drew Brees the problem, right? Or we were the problem. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Just saying. So, I'm with all the Tua haters out there, bro. I hope he's gone. Seriously. I really do. Anyway, we thank Manny Navarro. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. I'm only doing an hour and a half, folks. I'm tired. I did 3 shows yesterday. I'm going to rest. I'll be back late tomorrow night for the Canes and the Gators, 7:30. So I would imagine around 10:30, 11 o'clock we'll come on to do the post-game show. We're not doing a pre for that. Appreciate all of you out there. Please hit the like button before you go. Whenever you're watching, listening, viewing, we appreciate you. We love you all out there. Thank you all. Hang in there. They'll figure it out some year. When, I have no idea. We'll see you tomorrow night. Or Monday morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.